Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there choosing to be with us today. We are on the air Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, right here on WOTM or WAXC TV. And you can also find us on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z. And we'd love for you to comment away. Love for you to give us a call, 256-234-6221. Let us know what's on your mind. These are interesting times to be an Auburn Tiger football fan. We're talking about, obviously, yesterday, and we'll talk about today quite a bit. Auburn's loss to LSU, 21-17. Certainly, as I said yesterday, I thought Auburn got better in a lot of different areas. Robbie Ashford played a really, really good game, very encouraging by what he was able to do. But nonetheless, Auburn's second half woes continue, unable to do really anything in the second half as far as scoring points for that matter and keeping drives going and converting third downs in the third and fourth quarter. That's just become a nightmare for Auburn, really for the last, the second half of the season last year and carrying on into this season as well. So Brian Harson's job is in jeopardy. I think we all know that. We all understand that. Maybe it's just a matter of time. That's the big picture, and we all understand that, and we can talk about that, if you want to. But focusing on the team right now, they are 3-2, 1-1 in the league, and you're facing the number 2 team in the country on the road in Athens, Georgia, a place you haven't won since 2005.
And they haven't played well for 2 weeks.
No, that's true.
So I think that's a huge storyline. Now, is that an indictment of Georgia or them being on the road at Missouri and SEC play that caused that issue and maybe an overlook the week before? But nonetheless, the first couple of weeks that we saw of Georgia out on the field, namely the game against Oregon, it was like, oh, my, is this team – we know that they lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively, are they better than they were last year? At least that was the talk for a couple of weeks there. So I think there is semi-hope, but the hope is only with us Auburn faithful when you look at the point spread. Point spread,
28 points.
28 points, and I think that's down from right at 30. I saw it at 29.5 yesterday. Has Auburn had a point spread that high ever?
Oh, surely we have, maybe.
I mean, do we think – well, you'd have to go to certain years, Andy.
2012 Iron Bowl, was that?
The only way – that could be the only one that I could see be a 30-point spread.
That'd probably be about right, yeah.
Because
I didn't think about that.
We've had a few bad years, but in those years, teams didn't score to the level that they do now. You didn't see point spreads 30 points in SEC play, 20 years ago, did we? The point spread.
I never paid that much attention to the spread.
Well, so help us out. You bettors out there, let us know. I mean, is a 30-point spread in an Auburn game the most ever? Or is it close? I know there's someone out there that's checked this out. There just can't be too many setups in years past where it would be that much. So that's how much the people that actually put money on these things think about it that don't have an emotional tie to it, Andy.
Right. And I don't know how you could look at it and think and see Auburn, the difficulty that they have had scoring here. I mean, 17 points against LSU, 17 points against Missouri, only 24 points against San Jose State. So, 11, 41, 10 points against Penn State or 12 points, whatever it was. That if you can't score like that, Georgia's probably averaging, I would guess, somewhere around 40 points a game. that's where you get that spread. And they're just basing this on facts and on what the teams have done up to this point and the directions that they're going. Now, the Georgia game against Missouri, that was I was sitting there, and I said this yesterday, but I'm sitting there at halftime, or about, into the second quarter, and Auburn's up 17-0, and I look up and Georgia's down like 16-6 or something like that. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm trying to think, okay, well, what if these scores hold up? What if Georgia actually loses to Missouri and Auburn beats LSU? Then, you think about the conversation we're having on Monday. It's like, well, obviously, all the talk about Brian Harsin's got to go away, at least for now, right?
Depending on how it ended. Now, if Auburn won like they did against Missouri the week before, I don't think there's a lot of Auburn fans that are jumping on that bus. But I'm at 17-0, Andy. I'm with you. I'm like, where has this been? This guy can hold on to his job if we go ahead and win this thing like we should.
Yeah.
I really and truly believe at home we were the better team. I'm not saying at Baton Rouge that we would have been the better team, but at home the other night, when you look at these stats, Auburn has turned the football over 4 times, and 4 ugly turnovers at that. To give this LSU team that couldn't throw it around a lick, it'd have 100 yards passing, 280 total yards of offense, what it was, 270?
They couldn't catch the football.
They couldn't catch the football. Their quarterback only had 59 yards rushing. If I would have told you that we would have held Daniels down to 59 yards rushing and less than 100 yards passing, well, first off, would you have believed it?
No, but I would have thought how much did we win by?
Anybody would have. And then if I would have added in the 17-0 start to the game, you would have thought, well, we beat them about like we did, Bo Nix did last year.
Yeah.
We had the same, but this is just not the same Auburn team. I did think the change up on the offensive side of the ball was good for Auburn. We can't get the running game going. I don't know if that's an indictment on Tank as much as it is the offensive line play. But Jarquez Hunter, if anything, is not a step back from when Tank's in the ball game. Hit Hunter on some passes down the field, and he made some people miss. It's not that I watch Tank and think that he's not running hard. It's just very little drive, very little push, and that ain't changing this weekend, my friend.
No. And this could be one of those moments where, Ashford's coming off this phenomenal game, throwing for 300. If I would have told you Robbie Ashford's going to throw for 337 yards, you wouldn't have believed me. That would have seemed impossible last week. But now he's facing one of the better defenses in the country. So, young, inexperienced quarterbacks and weak offensive lines is, chum in the water for a Georgia defense. So he could take a step back. Clearly, you would almost expect him to, certainly, from the numbers at least. But what you've seen from Robbie Ashford from game one to where he was last Saturday night? How much change are you seeing? Are you projecting now how good can this kid be?
The ceiling's really high. Here's the thing that he does extremely well. He's not kind of a good runner. He's a great runner. Now, we haven't put enough of the running game that shows that read option with the quarterback in the backfield for me. But for the most part, his ability to get outside of the pocket and show that he can throw the football down the field moving is a positive. Now, he had some really poor throws mixed in with some really good crossing patterns. So, the question is, how low is his basement? We're going to find that out probably this week. Not hoping that that's the case, but it's going to be a tough first road game, first road start at Georgia, and first road game of the season for Auburn. So it's going to be a tough setup. But for the most part, I think his ceiling's extremely high. I think he threw it around as well as could be expected. Found some playmakers down the field for Auburn, and I think we've got some of those. Don't get me started on where in the world's Landon King. What does that? Did he do something? Like, is he in the doghouse?
I've given up on that.
Really? Have you brought that up?
Yeah.
That's a good. Well, you need to keep bringing that up. Maybe somebody will call in and give us a direct answer.
You know how many times we've thrown his way?
A few.
Twice.
All year?
You know how many catches he's got? One. But we've only thrown it to him twice. So And that was a 24-yard gain and one of the best catches I've seen all year.
Does it make any sense? It just does not make any sense.
Well, all I heard was Camden Brown all fall.
Yeah.
And how good this guy was going to be a breakout star. We'd thrown it to him twice coming into the game. Oh, lo and behold, he catches a touchdown pass.
Nothing's more
You know how
Auburn
many
than that.
other catches he had? You know how many times we threw it to him after that?
Zero.
So,
It feels so Gus Malzahn.
It does. It has a.
And what is that? Is that lack of talent around? What brings that on, I'm asking. Because, I don't think the Auburn fan base is the only one that sits there and goes, y'all tell me to buy into Keandre Jones, and then he goes out there on the field, and next thing I know, he's not playing.
Yeah, by the way, we had a conversation yesterday about the offensive line. James called in. I was at the game. It's hard for me to tell. I didn't watch the replay until last night, but it was Alec Jackson that was playing guard.
Yes.
It was Stutz and Jackson. I don't know what's happened to Keandre Jones. Don't know if he's banged up. Don't know what the deal is, but he played earlier this year. But with Council at center, Stutz at left guard, and Jackson at right guard, and Zaire and Troxel on the tackles. That's the best. That's the best the offensive line has looked all year. Is that a coincidence?
No. But I think that it took injuries to get to that.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
If you're good, you know what you're doing, then that's the offensive line you put out there day one.
But why is Robbie Ashford not in his 5th or 6th start at this point, too?
There again, indictment on the coach. We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll come back. We'll take your phone calls and get some of these comments rolling through right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith in Opelika. We have an excellent supply of Chevrolet Silverados and GMC Sierras with giant discounts and low monthly payments. New Chevrolet Silverados up to $6,000 off, or payments as low as $499 a month with zero money down. GMC Sierras discounted up to $5,000 off.
Zero money down, no payments till 2023 at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team.
You don't talk about playing the market, my friend. Right now with interest rates.
Yeah.
I wonder what the vote would be out there of, do you think this is the top of the interest rate, or if this is the bottom, or things won't come back down? I know that I've talked to a lot of people recently, and they're like, look, we grew up in the 70s and 80s. And I bought my first home at a 14.5% interest rate. And we've been sitting there at 2 or 3 for so long that we think that it's just supposed to stay down there. And I know I'm veering off, but I can only imagine the conversations Eric and his team's having with individuals calling in, and there's no correct answer there. I just know that they are good people to work with. I work with them on my home refinance, so if you are in the market for that, make sure to call on them.
They are the best. Literally. I mean, Eric has been voted like the best lender in the state, I think, multiple times, but at least I know now. This year. Wes here, largest point spread since 2012 Iron Bowl. That was 35.
Wow.
Told you weeks ago, Randy, we're 2012 bad. I disagree right now. This is, I mean, we've been saying this, and you always try to compare seasons. This is not 2012. This is more comparable to 1998. Or, 2008, I would say even go 1998. 1998, we went through 5 centers because of injury. We're on our 3rd center now. We were not as talented a team as we had been in previous years, and we struggled. We could not get out of our own way. We were minus 12 turnover margin for that year in 11 games. We ended up going 3-8.
We
didn't go 3-8, and we could not. We could not stop making stupid mistakes, and it was just that kind of year. And then we ended up making it, and we lost our coach in mid-season. So I would lean toward that kind of comparison. 2012 was so unique, and we may get there. We had a conversation before the show, all fair. We might. I ain't even going to put it out there, but, right now I saw 100% max effort Saturday night, and a team that should have won and a team that probably feels like they should have won. And so we'll see what happens against Georgia. But
well, 2012 was a lot like this year, I'll say that so far. So we welcomed LSU in, if you remember that year. And, my friend, we played them off their feet. Yeah. Yes, played them really well. Could not have played better defensively. Couldn't move the football for anything, but couldn't play better defensively, and lost a very close game. coming down to the end. And following that, we had a chance to play an Arkansas team that was no good at home and played one of the worst football games that stadium's ever seen against a really poor team. I think we lost like 24-6, 24-7, somewhere around there.
John L. Smith coached Arkansas.
Yeah, John L. Smith coached Arkansas squad and I remember getting on the bus about halfway through that game because I couldn't stomach it anymore. And I'm prone to doing that. So you Auburn fans that can sit through nightmares, your stomach's a lot tougher than mine. And just listening, and everyone that was sitting on, because I wasn't the only one that was exiting on the bus at the time. And we're all looking around trying to listen in, hoping and praying this thing was going to get a little bit better. And it never did. And unfortunately for Auburn after that, you had the Texas A&M debacle where we totally gave up within a couple of quarters of that football game. And so I hope that that's not the case right now this year. But Brian Harson's got a chance to prove that it's not the case, because if Auburn goes on the road as a 30-point dog at Georgia and is in this football game going into the fourth quarter, tip your hat to him. He's done a heck of a job coaching.
I would agree with that for sure.
But do I expect that?
No.
Negative.
Jamie says, there's an AD at Utah State that has State of Alabama background that's in the rumor mill. Yeah, John Hartwell is that, when it first came up, when Alan Green left, he actually came out and openly petitioned for the job. I think he put his name out there. So, yeah, I think he was at Troy maybe for a little while. He was an assistant at Ole Miss, so he's got some background. I don't think he graduated from Auburn, but I think his family is really, really big Auburn. He's been an Auburn fan his whole life. So, yeah, he's got ties. Wes says, what do you guys think about Mississippi State and Arkansas? Always War Eagle from your local dog. Go ahead.
Well, look, if anybody that's watched this show knows I love Mike Leach. So how many years did I go, please, just give us something to be entertained by. If we're going to be mediocre, I know I'm saying something you've had to hear a million times, but I've said it on here. If we're going to be mediocre, would you please put somebody in front of the mic that's entertaining, that's kind of got some humor behind him, that has proven he can build a subpar product and put a very winning product out there in some situations where you go, how in the world is he winning at Washington State? How's he done this at Texas Tech? And the more I watch Mississippi State, I think he's well on his way. I really do. They ran the football 24 times this past weekend, threw it 45. Ran the football up the gut between the tackles really well at times. They played good defense last year under him, and I think they're doing the same this year. Now, are they an SEC contender? No. But are they better than us? Yes.
I think they got a great chance to beat Arkansas.
Agree. So if I had to
Arkansas's defense is they're not good.
And if you're not good defensively, Leach will expose you. If you can't match up with them physically, like physically whoop them, they will expose you, because he'll find ways to expose what's going on in the secondary. And Arkansas is just not good in the secondary. No. And he did it to us last year up 28-0. Found a way to start picking us apart and picked us on apart, and we've been going downhill ever since.
I think that's pretty accurate. Let's see. Yeah, Dean says John Hartwell, Utah State AD, is former Troy and Mobile native. Most of the family are AU graduates, well respected. That's Dylan Brooks. David says 19 snaps, I guess, for the season. Why? Why is he not playing?
Not as good as the ones that we have out there, but with Eku going out, he's going to have his chance. I do think Auburn changes up their look on the defensive front, probably go to more of a four-man defensive front without the ability to have an end set the edge. I thought Marcus Bragg played really well Saturday night, though. So Dylan Brooks, I don't know. The only answer I can give to you is he hasn't proven he needs more snaps than that.
Wes says Hugh Freeze, I don't know, he says is the AU. I don't know if he's in Auburn or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Jonathan says Leach. Jim says goodbye, Horse. He's off the train.
He's been off.
He has jumped off the train, and he's no longer. There's many people that are no longer on the train, the Brian Harsin train. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 30 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Randy, got some terrible news. Echo Leota out for the year apparently, or for the most of it anyway. I thought he was having a good year. He is a nice leader. Brian Harsin talked about an emotional leader, very smart player, but he had a very active motor. He would go sideline to sideline. So that like you said, Marcus Bragg did have a good game, and that's a nice addition, I guess, from Western Kentucky. But that's a blow for a defensive line that turned out to not have nearly as much depth as I was hoping for.
Yeah, not a lot of depth. And good question in the previous segment about Dylan Brooks from Handley High School here in the central part of Alabama. And where does he find himself on the depth chart? And we expected a lot out of him. Had heard some good things in the camp. But he's had maybe 20 or so snaps on the season. A lot of those probably in the first couple of weeks as far as I know. So we'll see if Dylan Brooks can get into the rotation right now. I thought Marcus Bragg, like you said, played well. That's a good transfer portal get for Auburn. Very needed at this point. Defensive line was outstanding, I thought. Defense as a whole. I thought we had some slip-ups at the linebacker position, but I've been pretty vocal that I've been worried about the linebacker position all year. Steiner played solid, not great. Thought he played better than Owen Papo. Owen Papo in coverage, a lot of times it's good luck. I mean, he gets caught up in the flow and the mix, and, you know, he just – if it is his guy, he's not with him. And
I think he was the guy. He had the running back on that end of the second half, end of the second quarter, that little where we blitzed.
Yeah.
He was supposed to pick up the running back. He ended up running to the 1 yard line.
Cam Riley out hurt. I mean, what's his story?
That's what I guess.
You know, I kept asking series after series, said, I guess Cam Riley's not going to play tonight.
I guess not.
And he didn't play. But Steiner had 11 stops and led the team in tackles, so tip my hat to Wesley Steiner. I had my question marks with him, and he played physical downhill football at times. Missed some plays, but everybody misses some plays.
Sure.
I thought he was very serviceable back there. Owen Papo, the lone 5-star on this team. I don't think that if you went and watched this team play, or if you pulled it up and you had to track where we think a lot of these guys end up in the NFL draft, and I'm not trying to knock the kid. He's been here a long time, and I want him to play well. But
he's not Jacoby McClain.
Absolutely not. Not even close. I mean, McClain was a tackling. He's not Deshaun Davis.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's just not what we've produced here at Auburn for the last little bit now. Could part of the issue be Travis Williams no longer being here on this staff? Heck yeah. I think it'd be a large part of it. I'm not sure who I would like to have come back to Auburn anymore than Travis Williams, to be honest with you.
I would agree.
I think he can recruit. I think Mike in front of him, he speaks well from Auburn's standpoint. And so we're about to have all of those options come into play in the coming weeks, I suspect, probably during the off week, barring something shocking going on in the next couple of weeks for Auburn on the road.
On Anders Carlson's struggles, quote, Brian Harsin, we have faith in Anders. He's been very good in practice. Anders still has our full support.
I mean, probably should until he completely falls on his face. I think some of the decisions that we're making at this point lean to us not being confident in him. And if that's the case, that's not good. You know, you probably are going to be put in a position where you've got to make a tough decision that you don't want to make. He's been serviceable. He hasn't been his brother.
No.
But I think he's still very talented. You know, mentally at times I think maybe not all the way there to where his brother is, but, you know, a very talented kid that has been around Auburn. I've never heard anybody say a negative word about him and his work ethic and what he does. So, but, you know, the problem with Auburn right now, I think we've got one on the bench over there that may be an All-American. If you go off of –
how would we know?
How would we know? But you know you got somebody over there a lot of people wanted.
He's supposed to be the number one kicker in the country, I think.
So I think we've got options there. I'm sure Brian Harsin just not willing to go that far just yet.
We'll see.
I'd be willing to
he's
give it a try.
unreliable at this point.
Yes.
That seems to be obvious. And again, it could be the plant leg. Maybe he doesn't have confidence in it. I noticed early in the year, I think it was maybe it was against Mercer. You know, he kicked like a 45-yarder, and it barely scraped through the upright. Now, Could I kick a 45-yarder? No. But, I mean, you know, used to, he'd kick a 55-yarder and have room to spare. So, you know, it just seems like he's not the guy he was before. And you add in the fact that he's pushing it right or he's pulling it left, and you know, the accuracy is kind of being elusive for him. We end up, that was a big field goal, 40-yarder that he made.
Yes.
That was a big moment. And
I think some decisions are being made around that too, and that's the scary part.
Yeah. We got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Someday, in the not-so-distant future, it happens. In that moment, you realize you're ready for anything. Get a degree in emergency management from Jacksonville State University and be ready when it matters most.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin-lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
2 nights, 1 weekend at ATL Live. Friday, November 11th, his first concert ever at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Billy Joel. With Lionel Richie and Sheryl Crow. And Saturday, November 12th, 8-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton with Miranda Lambert, Dwight Yoakam, and more. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss ATL Live, powered by Ticketmaster.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's
betteratbrewbaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Only a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor work tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Ty says, what do you think about Rich Rod at Auburn?
It'd take me a little while to figure out somebody I'd want less. But
yeah, I'd have to agree with him on that. That he would not be on my list. Not that he wouldn't be high. He wouldn't be on the list.
No, and unfortunately,
he is doing good at Jacksonville State, but that makes
he's winning ball games at Jacksonville State. But I think he's doing it in a little bit of a smelly way. I'll leave it at that. Unfortunately, I've got some friends in and around that program.
Okay.
And they'll let you in on how he's doing it. And he's doing it about the exact way that you would figure Rich Rod would do it. He'd come in there and promise everybody everything's going to stay the same. We're going to keep this nice family grouping that we've always had going at Jacksonville State, and then I'm just going to blow the whole thing up.
All right.
I'm going to go out there on the transfer portal, and I'm going to revamp this entire team, and I'm going to kick about half of you off that stuck in there between a coaching change. And so that's what I think of Rich Rod, which is nothing. I don't think very highly of him at all. Now, what would I expect Hugh Freeze to do at Auburn? Much the same. Like, if y'all are begging me to get behind that hire, go ahead and set it up. Set up the ground rules, because I will not be one to jump on that bus at any point in time. Are you on that one?
I'm not off of it. I'm in the middle lane, but I mean, I would lean toward Freeze more than I would Kiffin or Dion.
Oh, we really are. We're down this path.
I mean,
you think it's probably Freeze too, don't you?
I do think he's the likely candidate.
Oh my,
I really do.
Okay, Auburn fans, I know we're going to get a bunch of comments on that. Who would be happy with the Hugh Freeze hire at Auburn? Just on the comments right now on the people that are watching the show.
Okay.
Yes or no? I'm a diehard no. Please no. Okay.
I'm a yes, but no, I'm not like, overjoyed, but I'm of the candidates that we have talked about.
Yes.
He would be probably the number one for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to muddy the water up anymore then.
So, would you be happy with a Hugh Freeze hire at Auburn? That's what Randy's question is to you. Comment away, call us, let us know what you think. 256-234-6221. Jamie says he's with you. No, he's the Freeze out.
No, sir. Freeze and Rich Rod may be the only one that I want less than Hugh Freeze.
Jim Hardy says no 1,000%.
Which one, Jim? Hugh Freeze or Rich Rod?
No, I think he's no to Freeze.
Yes, please. Thank you. Come on.
All right. So we got two no's. Anybody out there? Okay, so,
is any Auburn fan jumping up and down about a Hugh Freeze hire? Now, can you get on board with it? Yeah, maybe. I'm not. But I'm sure there's
You're not. You won't get on board with it.
Like, I'll just do what I've been doing.
Wait, explain to me why Dion is any better than Freeze.
There's zero doubt in my mind that Deion Sanders can go out there and feed us talent on top of talent. There's no part of me that doesn't think he can go piecemeal the coaches around him to pull that off. Has Deion? Does he have the back?
Why is there zero? Why are you so confident he could put a coaching staff together?
Well, he's put a good coaching staff together at Jackson State, and they're winning.
FCS.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Hugh Freeze, is he blowing it up at Liberty this year?
Not this year.
Well, I mean,
they beat Troy, didn't they?
But he's
beating the teams that are placed in front of him.
He's a mediocre.
He was 1 point away from beating Wake, who beat Florida State.
I don't want him.
Look, I'm just saying, he took a quarterback that the people at Auburn said, this kid can't play, and put him in the NFL.
Can I spin it? Well, I didn't say it.
I know that. I said to people at Auburn.
I screamed it as loud as I possibly could scream it, give the man a chance.
I know.
So here's where I'll.
That's why I say you ought to be. I thought that would make you a guy.
No, I'm not. Like,
is it his personality? Is it his
both? Anything that's about to exit your mouth. Yes.
We won't give him a cell phone. We'll.
That's where we are with this. Like it feels like Urban Meyer. Like there's no doubt in my mind he may piecemeal you a year or two together.
Wait a minute now.
I don't think
Urban Meyer is that. Come on now.
You think Hugh Freeze a better person than Urban Meyer?
I think Hugh Freeze. Called. Look. I think Hugh Freeze fell victim to something that men have fell victim to throughout all time. I think Urban Meyer is a piece of trash. Look, that has consistently been. He has been backstabbing and
Bobby Petrino-esque.
Yes.
Okay.
In multiple situations at multiple stops. Hugh Freeze made a mistake at Ole Miss. Other than that, what has he? Does he have a long list?
Let me ask.
Character flaws.
Well, let me present the question this way.
Okay.
Auburn fan base.
Good Lord, I'm defending Hugh Freeze.
Yes, you are wholeheartedly, by the way, too. How many of you out there that are listening, which, by the way, we've got a couple of votes in, and most of them are on my side, so I'm trying to weigh the Auburn fan base. How many of you would be happy with a Deion hire? You want me to throw you what I think the percentage of the Auburn fan base would be happy with the Deion hire?
Yeah.
80+%. You know what I think? Maybe now does that win you football games? No, but at this point in time, we have hit a sense of apathy at Auburn that is to the point of where I don't know if I can live through or I can sit through another whole football game. I'm that bored with it.
There are definitely positives to hiring Deion. No question about it. However, you cannot just assume that he's going to, guaranteed he's going to just fill the cupboard with all kinds of talent, and guaranteed he's going to put a coach staff together and they're going to be competent. It could be an absolute train wreck coaching-wise. That's a possibility as well.
I don't believe that.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't believe that with him.
All right.
I just don't.
Well,
you got to go off your sense at this point. My sense is that the team that takes the semi-risk of going out there and getting him is going to win.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. I may be wrong.
We're up against the break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around. Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for one final segment on this Tuesday afternoon. A lot of guys being fired already. Scott Frost, Herm Edwards, Jeff Collins at Georgia Tech, Carl Durrell at Colorado. Man, is Colorado ever going to be a football program again? That's just sad. They won a national title in 1990. Shared it with Georgia Tech. I mean, it had some good teams. Gary Barnett won the Big 12 in, like, what was that, 1998-ish? Something. I just find that sad.
It's that neck of the
Nebraska
woods.
and Colorado.
Yeah, well, I guess you just don't have enough Bows and Joes in your backyard to make, and you can't talk enough from the southeast to end up there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's any way around it, and that's what's going on the West Coast too. We'll see if Lincoln Riley can change that. He's in the best spot to do it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that. If Lincoln Riley can't get USC back to where USC was 15 years ago, you may not see another West Coast team in the mix.
Paul Chryst fired at Wisconsin this week as well. So already 5 guys being fired early. So apparently the whole, whether it's better to wait to the end of the season or go ahead and get it done, apparently go ahead and getting it done is winning out.
Well, I think early signing period's part of this. So many players are going on ahead and making a decision that you can't wait. If you're in on some players or if you want to halfway hold on to a recruiting class that I'm not even sure how many of them we'd hold on to. We got 8 or 9 of them anyway, do we? Committed?
10, I think.
We got 10. I'd hope we'd hold on to most of those, but I think the other programs are looking at. Don't you think the early signing period has something to do with it?
Yeah.
I do
absolutely.
too.
Jeffrey says, what about Jamie Chadwell at Coastal Carolina?
He's put together a winning program. The App State coach.
Yeah.
I can buy into a number of different players, at a number of different coaches. At this point, though, as an Auburn fan.
Did Deion or bust for you?
Well, it's just that maybe you can talk me into a Sam Pittman-esque hire, which would be Jeff Grimes, I guess. How many of you Auburn fans are going to be up for that.
Yeah, that does not excite me per se.
Well, and it's how much is needed for excitement purposes at Auburn. Who's the last coach that we hired you were excited about? Let me ask it that way. Who was the last Auburn football coach that you jumped up and down and said, buddy, we just went out there and hired the best one available? Has it ever happened?
Probably not in my lifetime. I mean, even Dye, he's coming from
East Carolina.
Yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah.
SEC All-American.
Or was he at Wyoming?
Could have been
Wasn't
at
he at
Wyoming.
Wyoming for a year.
Could have been there for a year, wherever it was.
Auburn's he had pedigree, obviously, but
well, Auburn. We just haven't gone out and made a splash hire that I think the fan base is just jumping up and down and can get.
Now
behind.
it would have been Vince Dooley because
yes.
that was the one I basically had him sign.
Sure.
And he ended up backing out. We ended up hiring Dye, but that would have been the biggest hire probably.
And not that we would have gotten Bobby Bowden, but somebody like that. Yeah. Pulling them away from an FSU to. But we just haven't. So my point is, I can get behind who. I'm not going to really get behind Freeze. I just would rather not. But if I'm forced to, so be it. But, if you want me to buy into Jeff Grimes like Arkansas has bought into Sam Pittman, I guess I can. Do I think he's going to change where we currently stand in the pecking order? Yeah. No, because I don't think that he's exciting any kid here in high school football, Alabama, that he's coming in to recruit you.
Why would Mario Cristobal? How can he have such charisma that? He's basically like a Jeff Grimes. He was an offensive line coach.
I don't know enough about his personality. I don't know. He's a proven recruiter, though.
Yeah.
I'm just going off good old-fashioned common sense. Like, what name would you throw out there in little old Elliott City, Alabama, if you were to call and say, which we got 3 or 4 that I think in the next 3 or 4 years would look good in orange and blue. And with that being the case, like who's going to excite these kids that may get offers elsewhere to end up at Auburn? What's your answer? I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter to anybody. I can tell you right now with our 10 commits and 60th in recruiting and 13 out of 14 in the SEC, if whatever your decision is on the next head coach, it better be fixing that. You can't lose to Georgia and Alabama on everybody. Every time we go up against them, you can't lose to them.
Yeah.
And right now we are.
That's not good. Matt Rule, Wesley Coleman says.
Could see that.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator at Georgia. I could buy
Todd Monken.
I could buy into that. I thought JJ had a very good point last week on him. If you're going to go the coordinator on the ups path, he'd be as good a one as probably is out there. Who else? Has anybody said they're pro Hugh Freeze?
Negative. Andy, whoever that is.
How many pro Deons are there?
I think Deion's either first or second on pretty much everybody that's chimed in.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the consensus. Now, is that the proper decision to make? I don't know. I'm going off emotions at this point with my apathetic Auburn attitude towards football.
Look, I don't think, that there's a potential for disaster to me if you hire Deion, but there's also a potential for great success. So it's a risk, but it's a risk either way. If you hire somebody like Kiffin or Freeze, then I think I don't think there's as much chance for disaster, but there's a chance for some embarrassment. But there's also, a chance for great success too. So you're taking a risk either way.
Amen.
Okay.
Give me the guy that is the splash hire, please.
Okay. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Loretta Lynn died today.
Saw that.
90 years old. Sad. But she lived a long time.
Just watched Country Music by Ken Burns last week. He was all over it.
Yeah. All right, he's Randy Lee. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.